In the early years of primary school, it is essential that students begin to become familiar with the key concepts and ideas such as solving simple addition and subtraction using materials to model, using familiar counting sequences to solve unfamiliar problems, and discussing the reasonableness of the answer. Mostly we'll expect students to have prior knowledge in relation to number sense and therefore being confident in and have established an understanding of the language and processes of counting by naming numbers in sequences, connecting number names, numerals, and quantities including 0, initially up to 10 and then beyond, subitize small collections of objects and compare, order, and make correspondence between collections and explain reasoning. Addition and subtraction won't be an entirely new topic to most students, as it is evident that students can develop the basic ideas related to addition while investigating the place value system, and will gain other experiences of addition and subtraction, which include an understanding that when I add, I get more, and when I subtract, I have less than what I started with. Common misconceptions students may come across when covering the topic of addition and subtraction in the early years of primary school is that they may not be familiar with the language and terminology, or students may encounter difficulty if they haven't developed a strong number sense. It is important, particularly for foundation to level 2 learners, to grasp the concept of the topic by using concrete materials, symbols, visual representations, and worded problems. The next few activities are a few examples that incorporate these to encourage students in learning the concepts of basic addition and subtraction. This activity is called Add Then Colour the Fish. Students are to add the objects in the boxes inside the different areas of the fish. The answer then tells them what colour that part of the fish is to be coloured in. This activity can be altered to incorporate subtraction as well. This activity is called taking away. Students are to take away, they can do this mentally or physically, cross out the pictures, the amount stated above the box, and then draw how many pictures they have left, along with writing the number next to the pictures. This activity is called the part hole mat. It requires number cutouts of 1 to 10, part hole mat sheets for each student, and counters. Students are to choose a number card and place it above their mat. Students are to see how many different pairs of numbers they can find to equal the number above their part hole mat. I have chosen to add 6 options on the sheet, but there could be more, as this activity should encourage students to become familiar with fact families. For example, 1 plus 2 is the same as 2 plus 1. This activity can be altered as student abilities develop, for example, expanding the number cutouts to 20 or above, or giving every student the same 2-digit number and see who can come up with the most pairs. This activity can also be used for subtraction. And lastly, this activity is called my tens frame riddle. Students are to be paired, and each student in the pair will first work separately and choose a number between 1 and 10 and draw that number of counters on the tens frame. The students are to write 3 clues to describe the number of counters that they have drawn on the tens frame, with the help of the word bank provided on the instructions page. Finally, students are to cover up their tens frame, and the pairs are to see if they can find out the answer using the riddle. The learning objective for the activities I have chosen is for students to become familiar with some of the basic terminology used in addition and subtraction, such as add more and take away. My intention is also for students to familiarise themselves with the concept of basic addition and subtraction by using concrete materials, symbols, visual representations, and worded problems. The reason I have chosen these particular activities is because they allow me to gather the worksheets completed by the students to use as assessment material for me to gauge where students are at regarding the topic. These particular activities can be altered as students' abilities develop and they begin to require more difficult tasks.
Math is a wonderful thing. Math is a really cool thing.